now. And the puck is shot right at Thomas. Thomas just leaving it there free, and Turnbull is back of the net. Turnbull takes his time coming out of his own zone, gets it over to Boreas Salming at the blue line. A long pass for Ferguson, intercepted and shot back right to Salming. Salming is then turned around by number 11, Walt McKechnie, and it goes back to Bill Lawhead. Lawhead over the line, stopped by Boreas Salming. Then Ferguson missed it. There's a shot. Wayne Thomas kicked that out. Earl Thompson going back of the net, dropping it back to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull now moves up on the right wing. He's checked at the blue line. Boreas Salming still with the puck. Nice bit of stick handling. Ferguson to Turnbull, over to Salming again. Boreas Salming to Ian Turnbull. He gets over the red line, shot it to the blue line. Blocked there. Thompson gets it over into Detroit territory. Garland trying to cover his man. Ferguson can't get to it. And Lawhead gets it to the blue line. Turnbull kept it in. Here's a chance for Thompson. A shot right on. Got Garland the rebound. Into the corner. He's jammed there by Rick Lapointe. The puck goes loose. And McKechnie gets it up, and Libet gets it to center ice. A pass at the defense. Boreas Salming and Ian Turnbull squeezing out Rick Lapointe. Now it's Turnbull again to Boreas Salming. Off the boards to Lanny McDonald. It goes back into Leaf territory, and Lanny McDonald has to go back in the net. Salming. Ashby is out there, number 9. Number 11 is Inga Hammerstrom. The pass for Lanny McDonald is going the length of the ice. It's over the red line. It'll be called for icing.
Well, the Red Wings, Bill, have started off with some impressive forechecking. They've bottled the Leafs up in their own zone, and maybe this is attributable to the new coaching strategies of Larry Wilson.
Bob Sheehan is on the forward line now at center ice, number 17 for Detroit. Number 8 is Dennis Polonich. Lanny McDonald over to Brian Glennie. Glennie was hurt in Atlanta, didn't play the last period, but he's all right now. Comes back to Claire Alexander, a shot. That's blocked, and they hold it for a face-off.
Well, we'll take a look at the new coach, the interim coach, they call him in Detroit, Larry Wilson, who played in the NHL with Detroit and Chicago, a brother of Johnny Wilson, coach of Colorado. They faced each other in Larry's first game, and Johnny came out a winner there. He was with the Philadelphia Flyers organization for 4 years. Larry was.
Number 2 is Terry Harper, that Brian was mentioning, is the veteran defenseman for the Detroit Red Wings. Puck shot to center ice, stopped there by Brian Glennie. Glennie whacked the puck back into Detroit territory, and Bobby Sheehan shot it around on the boards, picked up there by Dennis Hextall. Dennis Hextall back of the net. Now he gets it over into the corner, and coming down the ice is Al Cameron. It's shot over here to Polonich. Polonich takes a long shot offside. On the left wing was number 22, Dennis Hextall.
Red Kelly's been very happy with the goal-scoring ability of his team of late, and also the defensive ability, especially playing short-handed. The Leafs are the only team not to be shut out this season. They've gone the longest of any NHL team without suffering a shutout or a tie. The last time a team blanked Toronto was January 11th, 1976, when the Canadiens defeated the Leafs 2-0 at Montreal.
Now we have Fred Williams, number 15 at center. Number 16 on the right wing is Mike Bergeron. And Danny Grant, number 21 on the left side. Tiger Williams with Boutet and Stan Weir. The forward line for the Maple Leafs, 14, 15, and 22. And Ian Turnbull, number 22, at least 2, with Boreas Salming, 21. Turnbull at his own blue line, coming up the center ice. Pass to Stan Weir, goes into the corner. Back of the net, Weir's there first. Weir's then jammed against the boards by Grant. They get their skates on it. Pat Boutet digs it out. Boutet from behind the net, centered it right in front. Turnbull to Boreas Salming, a shot. That hit the goalpost. And there may be a penalty here. It's going to be to the Leafs. Going back to get it is Pat Boutet. And we got a penalty going for interference.
16.7%.
Salming cleared the puck to the blue line, but not out. It's cleared over to Libet. Libet is checked by Salming. Danny Grant keeps it in, number 21. Danny Grant getting set, gets it into Nick Libet. Libet trying to get it out front. Salming covered him. And McKechnie goes back to the net into the corner. McKechnie. Back it comes to Grant. Here comes the shot, and it slides wide. Detroit all around the lead goal. Comes back to the Grant. Grant shoots one. McKechnie a shot. That's wide. Ends up behind the goal, and they hold it there for a faceoff. 15:38 remaining in the first period. No score.
Well, the injury to Darryl Sittler here in the crowd has been costly to Sittler as well as to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Before Darryl was hurt, he was 5th in the scoring race. Now he slipped to a tie for 8th place. But Borje Salming with 55 points and Lanny McDonald with 54, only 1 and 2 points behind them, respectively.
Detroit had that puck, and it's flipped into the crowd by number 23, Bill Lawhead. So we'll have that face-off in the circle to the left of Wayne Thomas. McKechnie, number 11 at center. Lawhead on the right wing. Libet on the left, number 14, and it's driven down the ice by the Leafs. Going back for it is Rick LaPointe, number 4. Danny Grant is the 4th forward for the Red Wings. There's no score, and there's a minute and 4 seconds left in Stan Weir's penalty. As McKechnie shoots the puck in, the rebound off the boards. Ferguson gets it. Cleared it to the blue line, but not out. Rick LaPointe elects to hold it there. Gets it into McKechnie. McKechnie takes a drive, and Thomas stopped that. Ryan Glennie finds an opening, shoots it down the ice, and Grant has to go back for it. Danny Grant back of the Detroit net. To Polonich, number 8, coming up the center. Glennie stepped into Polonich. The puck goes into the corner. Alexander let his man get away from him. McKechnie getting it to number 22, Dennis Hextall. Back to the blue line of Grant. A shot. Thomas stopped that. And that's knocked over to the boards and driven down the ice. Stan Weir has 9 seconds left in his penalty. 14:18 remaining in the first period. Polonich at his own blue line to the red line at center. Long shot. Thomas dubbed that easily, and the Leafs are back at full strength. Salming was checked right in front, and Wayne Thomas didn't expect it. That a Detroit player was checked before he could jam it in the open side. Stan Weir to Borje Salming. Salming is dumped. There's going to be a penalty there for tripping. Salming went down, and the Red Wings now will be shorthanded. This is
6. Stan Weir set up Salming with the pass. Salming tried to break around Cameron. There he is, tripped up. The time again, 6:06.
And the Leafs power play has been rather deadly, particularly on the road. They've had 3. Here's a pass to Hammerstrom. Hammerstrom right in front, and that goes over to the corner. Puck taken there by number 5, John Hamel. He's stopped by Lanny McDonald. Trying to dig it out. Does. Then it's Hextall, unable to get away. Puck rolls and finally knocked out to Ian Turnbull over to Borje Salming. Salming takes a long shot into the corner. Rebounds to Jackman. Jackman getting it along the boards, and it's cleared down the ice by Buster Harvey, number 27. The Leafs have to go back. 1:20 left in the penalty. No score in the game. 13:10 to go now in the first period. Here comes Ashby, number 9. A pass for Lanny McDonald, and that offside at the blue line along the glass. The linesman lost sight of it.
There's Dennis Hextall. Red Wings picked him up from Minnesota. Hard-nosed centerman. You mentioned the Leaf power play and how effective it's been, Bill. 4 of the Leafs' 8 goals in their last 3 games were off that power play. They had 1 against the Islanders, 2 against the Bruins, 1 at Atlanta.
That's right. Turnbull over to Borje Salming. Salming to Turnbull for Hammerstrom, and it was broken up by Buster Harvey. He shoots it down the ice. Going back for it is Hammerstrom. Hammerstrom, number 11. Buster Harvey watching him. Also Dennis Hextall, 22. A pass to Lanny McDonald. Now to Turnbull. Turnbull over the line. Dropped it back to Ashby. Ashby pass to Hammerstrom. Then for Borje Salming. Salming keeps it in. Salming, a pass in front to Lanny McDonald. He took a shot at it and just failed to flick it into the net. 28 seconds left in the penalty. Turnbull to Salming. Up to Pat Boutet. Boutet for Williams. Offside at the Detroit blue line. No score in this first period. 12-12 remaining.
There's Lanny McDonald at the bench, number 7, and Eddie Giacomin had to be extremely quick to prevent that close-in try by McDonald, who is now behind his points pace of a year ago, but ahead in goals. He has 32 goals, 54 points after 51 games. And the same number of games 1 year ago, he had 27 goals and 59 points.
Dave Williams to Claire Alexander. A long shot into the corner. It goes back of the net. Giacomin there. He knocked it. Williams goes in quickly forward to Stan Weir. Stan Weir back to Alexander. Alexander took a shot, and that was right on, and the rebound goes back out the center. Back on the ice is Al Cameron. Detroit go into Leaf territory, and Jim McKinney hits the back of the net. Alexander to Stan Weir. Stan Weir at center. Over the line to Williams. Williams took a shot. He just missed. The rebound right back down the ice. Mike Bergeron, number 16, and offside. Cruising in was Nick Libet, number 14, on the left wing.
Here's a shot by Tiger Williams on Eddie Giacomin, a screen drive very close to the target.
Fred Williams, number 15 at center, with Mike Bergeron on the right wing and Danny Grant on the left. Stan Weir for Alexander. Back to Stan Weir. Stan Weir for Williams. Just failed to click. Right back by Detroit, and they shoot it in. Greg Jolly getting it in there, number 24. Now it's Dave Williams coming down the ice. A long pass intercepted by Danny Grant. Gets it to Fred Williams. Williams takes his shot wide of the Maple Leaf goal, and it goes all the way back to the Detroit defense. Number 5, John Hamel takes a long shot. Thomas handled that very easily and gives it to Williams. Dave Williams back of the net with McKinney, who takes the puck. Jim McKinney off the board, out to center ice. All the way back is Greg Jolly. Jolly turns for Detroit. Over on the right wing, Alexander covered his man. Williams goes to the boards, gets his skate on it. Alexander's in there as well. It's hooked loose. Centered right in front, and Grant shot it 5 feet wide of the net. Got Garland clearing the puck into the Detroit territory. It goes back of the net. Greg Jolly bringing it out for Detroit. A long pass for Dennis Polonich. Polonich was covered from behind by Earl Thompson, offside at the blue line. Now for the face-off outside the Leaf blue line, it's Bob Sheehan, number 17, with Dennis Polonich, number 8 on the right wing, and Dennis Hextall on the left. For the Leafs, Borja Salming to Turnbull. Back to Salming, up at center. A long shot, wide of the net. The rebound came out and was finally grabbed out by Hextall, and he gets it up to center ice where it's blocked by Turnbull. To Borja Salming. Up to Ferguson. Too far for Garland. Rick LaPointe to Dennis Hextall. Borja Salming breaks that up. Over to Scott Garland. And Garland got it through, but then Hextall recovers. Giving it to Sheehan. And Sheehan can't get anywhere. Earl Thompson is covered. Salming over to Turnbull again. Back to Salming at the blue line. Up the center. Long shot. Wide of the net. Giacomin to Rick LaPointe. LaPointe fell. Thompson's got the puck. Centered it right in front. 4 Leafs were there, but the puck was behind them. Borja Salming picks up a loose puck at his own blue line. Flipped it for Ferguson. You didn't expect it. Detroit bring it back over the line. A shot in front. And Ian Turnbull has it. Hitmans the puck to George Ferguson. To Earl Thompson. Thompson goes down. And a shot by Ian Turnbull is wide of the net. Right out by Dennis Hextall. Hextall, a long shot, right on. Got Garland. He's hooked from behind by Dennis Hextall, and there's a penalty to Hextall, number 22.
Red Wings take a lot of penalties. This one followed a call that the crowd made against Terry Harper. They felt he should have been called for pulling Thompson to the ice. Then seconds later, down at the other end, Hextall very clearly hooked the Leaf player right here and not 5 feet from the referee.
Number 22 is Hextall. 2 minutes for hooking. Time 11:30. Dennis Hextall for hooking. Time 11:30.
There you heard the official time and the penalty. Hooking at 11:30. 8 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first period. There's no score in the game. The second chance for the Leafs on the power play. Jim McKenney giving it to Claire Alexander. Over for Ashby. Ashby too well covered by Terry Harper. Hammerstrom, though, back to Jim McKenney. McKenney flipped it. Lanny McDonald going after it. Lanny McDonald has it. Back of the net for Ashby. Left it there for Hammerstrom. He centered it out in front, and Alexander couldn't keep it in. Over to Jim McKenney. Jim McKenney then chopped at it. Alexander to Lanny McDonald. Over to Hammerstrom. Hammerstrom over the line to Ashby. Ashby closing in. He shoots. Oh, he shot wide. Lanny McDonald to Alexander. There's his shot. That's knocked down. And underneath, number 26, Al Cameron, on a good play by the Detroit defenseman.
A lot of youth from that Detroit defense, and Al Cameron is one promising newcomer to that Red Wing lineup. In the penalty box, Dennis Hextall called for hooking moments ago at 11:30. Now he has 70 minutes in penalties throughout the season.
Detroit shoot the puck down the ice with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the penalty. No score in the game. And we have 7:26 remaining in the first period. Out the puck goes to center ice. Wrapped by Hamel. Now then, McKenney nearly got loose. Alexander will try his luck. Gets it over the line. Ferguson couldn't get to it. It's knocked down the ice. A race for it by Buster Harvey. Harvey shoots, and he backhands wide of the Maple Leaf net. Goes back out to center ice. Walt McKechnie to Buster Harvey. And he shot it into the Leaf bench.
Well, Jim McKenney was talking to hockey writer Jim Christie the other day about the booing he receives and whether it bothers him or not. And he said, well, you really try to play well for the other players on the team, not for the fans. You can fool the fans with your play at times, and even the coaches sometimes. But the other guys on the hockey club know when you're putting out or not, and so therefore you try to play well to win their respect.
Borje Salming, Lanny McDonald, George Ferguson, Earl Thompson. Borje Salming shoved off the puck, goes to the corner. Grant holding it there, and they'll get a face-off. 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first period. No score. 10 seconds remaining in the penalty.
Watching Danny Grant skate off, number 21. He's had a lot of tough luck with injuries the past few months after a 50-goal season a couple of years back.
Ed Jackman, a backhand to Buster Harvey. Harvey coming out with McKechnie. McKechnie at center. Rags the puck. Shoots it in, and Ian Turnbull goes back after it, but Hextall is back on the ice. Team's at full strength. Long pass intended for Kurt Walker. That's touched by Jean Hamel, and we'll have an icing call.
Here's another look at Al Cameron. Bright young defenseman for Detroit. They've got Rick LaPointe along that blue line too. Really the veteran out there is Terry Harper.
Fred Williams at center ice for Detroit Red Wings. Danny Grant on the left wing, and Mike Bergeron on the right. A long pass for Bob Neely is going the length of the ice. Neely will touch it, but that's offside.
Got a brief look at Kurt Walker out there, Bill, and you were at the game in Boston. I understand he got quite an ovation from all his fans, yes, having grown up in Weymouth, Massachusetts.
That's right, Brian, and also in that particular game he came within an eyelash of scoring. He was right in, and he missed the post.
Well, he may prove to be a handy fellow to have around now that Sittler's out for the next few days.
Well, when the going gets rough, Kurt Walker's on the ice. Ian Turnbull to Jack Valaket. Valaket for Bob Neely. Valaket chops the puck out to center ice. It goes all the way back to the blue line. And Fred Williams. Offside. Number 16 was Mike Bergeron.
No score in the game. 5:51 to play first period. During the first intermission, we'll meet the new coach of the Red Wings, Larry Wilson. We'll have a look at a big party they had in Detroit recently, their 50th anniversary party, and Bob Golden will be here with his highlights and analysis.
Number 26, Al Cameron shooting it, and it's Boreas Salming picking it up. Cleared out by Bob Neely. Valaket fights for it. Now then, Turnbull. He lost it to number 15, Fred Williams, and Boreas Salming has to go back and recover behind the net. Salming to Turnbull. Up for Neely. Back to Turnbull. Turnbull straight down over the blue line. Turnbull trying to work in with Kurt Walker. Walker was knocked off the puck. And he runs into Fred Williams. And that's Terry Harper getting it over to Danny Grant. A long pass at center. That's going over. That is offside. Stan Weir, Dave Williams, Pat Boutet on the forward line for the Maple Leafs. Stan Weir tried to get to it. Detroit have it, though. Number 24, Greg Jolly, getting it up to McKechnie. McKechnie shooting it way wide of the Leaf net, and Williams back there to get it. Williams trying to get it to Stan Weir. It goes out to center. Jean Hamel try to bite back in again, and Dave Williams will go back of the net, and a long pass for Stan Weir. Back to Williams. Williams is checked. Now then Alexander moves up at center. Alexander over the line. Still has it into Williams. Williams right in front, and Pat Boutet couldn't get his stick on it as Eddie Jackman slid out, made the save.
Well, he may not have got a stick on it, Bill, but I think he got a skate on it and almost kicked it into the net or deflected it in. They're coming in. Pat Boutet trying to spot him through that maze of players. 15 finally gets a shove out of the doorstep of Eddie Jackman. Close call there, but the score remains Detroit nothing, Toronto nothing. 4:26 to play first period.
Lanny McDonald, Don Ashby, and Hammerstrom, along with Ian Turnbull and Boreas Salming. Red Wings have the puck back in the net. Rick Lapointe carrying it to Walt McKechnie. McKechnie relayed it on the right wing to Bill Lawhead. Lawhead's shot was stopped by Thomas. Boreas Salming then for Hammerstrom. He lets it go to Don Ashby. A shot wide of the Leaf net off the stick of Rick Wilson. Now then Ashby has the puck for Hammerstrom. That just failed to click. It's sliding down the ice. Picked off. Shot back up to Hextall to Walt McKechnie. Hextall going with him. That shot is way wide. Wayne Thomas to Don Ashby. Ashby. A pass for Lanny McDonald. That failed to click. Number 22, Dennis Hextall, getting it over the line. Ashby's got it. Don Ashby. To Hammerstrom. Back to Ashby for Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald into the corner. Back of the net there. It's cleared out in front, right on by Boreas Salming, and he just missed the net. Is right on his stick, and he let it fly. Here's a quick pass down the ice for Sheehan. Sheehan stops. Turnbull got back to cover, but not after Boreas Salming. What's Pete Salming showed on that one. Dennis Polonich. Back to Terry Harper. Intercepted by Turnbull. Ferguson and Turnbull over the line together. And they just failed to get through the defense. Back up for Hextall. Dropped it back. Polonich just shot it to the far wing, and George Ferguson has given a bump and knocked down. Play is called. George Ferguson is hurt. Ferguson down on his right leg.
Well, we'll try to see how that happened here as Ferguson took a jolt into the boards, as you can see, and braced himself with his right arm. He may have injured his shoulder. He may have injured his leg. It's difficult to tell.
With 2 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first period, the score Detroit nothing, Toronto nothing. The faceoff is to the left of Wayne Thomas. Number 15 is Fred Williams of Detroit against Jack Valaket. Fred Williams tried to center it. Puck goes to the corner, right out in front, stopped by Alexander. Alexander chopped it to the blue line and out. It's cleared in. The delayed whistle. Alexander is checked, and that's an offside.
Well, Ferguson has gone to the clinic. I believe they'll examine his shoulder or elbow. It seems to me, from the way he went into the boards, that's where the injury took place. And here's a fellow that's had a, well, maybe not. Maybe it was the hip, we understand. So we'll wait for word from the Gardens clinic.
Puck is cleared by Jean Hamel into the Leaf zone, and that's Claire Alexander back of the net. Alexander pass to the blue line. Danny Grant kept it in, dropped it back to Bergeron, and his shot went into the corner. Glennie then covers his man, hooked it over for Scott Garland. Detroit keeping it in. Glennie then ahead to Valaket. Valaket at center over the blue line. Takes his shot, and Jackman stopped that as Valaket went down. Earl Thompson on the left wing and Garland on the right.
Jackman juggled that one briefly, but he's been very steady in that Detroit goal throughout this first period. We have a minute 54 left to play. Lefty Wilson, the Detroit trainer, was telling me that both goaltenders, Eddie Jackman and Jim Rutherford, have been extremely sharp. Of course, they've had to be, the way the Red Wings have been playing and allowing so many shots on goal.
It's back of the Detroit net there, and that's Walt McKechnie, number 11. Terry Harper, number 2, shooting the puck into the corner in Leaf territory. Earl Thompson gets there, holds it against the boards with his skate, and we have a minute and 37 seconds to go in the first period. No score.
3 penalties in the period. De Weir of the Leafs for interference at 3:46. Cameron of the Red Wings for tripping at 6:06. And Hextall of the Wings for hooking at 11:30. There's rookie Fred Williams on the Detroit bench. Got a lot of rookies in that lineup.
Stan Weir at center now, number 14. He's got Pat Boutet with him. The puck goes to the blue line and out. Al Cameron recovers to Terry Harper. Terry Harper gets it over the line to Walt McKechnie. McKechnie lost it. Stan Weir nearly got loose. Now then Al Cameron shoots it for Detroit, wide of into the corner. Ian Turnbull is checked from behind by Nick Libet, and then Turnbull in turn popped him for a faceoff.
You know, think of some of the young players Detroit have. Rick LaPointe, for example. Freddie Williams, traded for Greg Jolly. Bill Head, still a young player. They're getting very impatient in Detroit, waiting for these fellows to blossom.
Ian Turnbull unable to get the puck out. Nick Libet and Dave Williams goes back and takes it from him. Back of the net. Less than a minute to go in the first period. And it's been a rather slow one. Walt McKechnie, number 11. His pass, Borja Salming, and it flips right into the Leaf bench, and we have 49 seconds left. First period. No score.
We've learned that George Ferguson suffered a bruised hip in that jolt into the boards. He apparently is all right and expects to return in the second period as we look at Borja Salming.
Puck goes back to Borja Salming to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull's pass for Weir, hopped over his stick. It goes around into the corner. Picked off and brought out by number 19, Rick Wilson. Wilson's shot knocked down by Borja Salming, and it knocked out. Now it's a chance for Borja Salming again with 25 seconds. He's over the line. Pulls in with a backhand, and Jackman stopped that. Play is called, and there's a penalty here. And it's going to Detroit as number 19, Rick Wilson, and Stan Weir all tied up in knots. So this is the third penalty in a row for Detroit. Rick Wilson.
Detroit penalty for
Here it is.
number 19, Rick Wilson. 2 minutes for slashing. Time 19:42. Rick Wilson
42,
for
a slashing penalty.
19:42.
So we have 18 seconds remaining in the first period. No score. Weir, Williams, and Boutet. Puck cleared around for Buster Harvey. Boreas Salming and Boutet keep it in to Turnbull. Turnbull fanned on his shot as he broke his stick, and it comes out to Boreas Salming. Salming with 5 seconds. Turnbull kicks it over to Williams. 1 second. There goes the bell. And the first period is over. On the left wing, Terry Harper, of course, out on the defense, along with Al Cameron as they're shorthanded. Boreas Salming back in his own territory. No score in the game. And the Leafs having the man advantage. Lanny McDonald up for Don Ashby. Ashby gets it over the line, trying to break through. Turnbull moves up, back to Ashby. Ashby was checked. Nick Libet holding it against the boards. Ashby's trying to fight him for it, but play is called, and we'll have a face-off in Detroit territory.
Harold Thompson in top form for the Leafs. The Leafs just completed 6-game road trip, produced a record of 3 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie, which equaled their mark for their 12 previous road games.
Puck was not dropped fairly. We'll do it all over again. Referee John McCauley, the linesman. Gord Brossiker, number 37. John D'Amico is number 9. Detroit wins the draw. It's cleared around for Libet. Thompson gets over there quickly, hooks it back of the net. Ashby after Harper. Boreas Salming moved up, but the Red Wings were able to get the puck down the ice, and it slides down very quickly, so we have a good, fast ice surface here at the Gardens tonight. So far, the teams haven't taken advantage of it. Earl Thompson can't get by center, but Lanny McDonald follows up. Lanny McDonald, back of the net, into the corner, and he just gave it away to Nick Libet, and Libet shoots it down the ice. Back for it is Boreas Salming. Salming ahead for Lanny McDonald. That's getting nowhere, and the fans are getting a little restless. Boreas Salming up to Ian Turnbull. Long shot into the corner, back of the net. Taken by Jackman. Shot to the blue line. Boreas Salming keeps it in with a drive. Jackman stopped that. Ashby. And he's checked before he can make a play as Hextall covered him. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Boreas Salming comes back for Turnbull. Puck goes around on the boards. Comes back to Boreas Salming. Salming shoots it around back of the net. Cleared by Jackman, back again. Salming after it. Clearing to Lanny McDonald. He shot it out front to Turnbull. He shot it score! Ian Turnbull let it fly. And there's a deflection into the net. And it's 1-0 for the Maple Leafs.
They have deflected off the stick of Terry Harper, number 2. Watch closely now. Turnbull getting set. Here's the shot on its way. And can we see it? Not really, but Harper, number 2, was right there, and he may have deflected it right past his teammate, Eddie Jackman. Ian Turnbull will get credit for his
Toronto goal scored by number 2, Ian Turnbull. Assist number 7, Lanny McDonald, and number 21, Boreas Salming. Time 1:55. Ian Turnbull from Lanny McDonald and Boreas Salming.
1:55 was the time of the scoring play, as Brian Glennie is being watched by Fred Williams. The puck into the corner, cleared by Alexander, out for Boutet. Boutet can't get anywhere. Alexander can't either, and they hold it for a face-off.
Well, we'll watch once again as Turnbull scores for the Leafs, opening the scoring, putting the Leafs in front 1-0. The pass out in front. Here comes Turnbull cruising in. Harper right in front. He did deflect it past Eddie Jackman to the far corner. Turnbull gets credit for goal number 12.
Puck bounces over to the far wing. Williams failed to get it out. Neither could Stan Weir. Now then, Weir's got the puck ahead to Boutet. Boutet goes down over the blue line. Pat Boutet cutting in front. Takes his shot. Gets it again. Another shot. Score! Pat Boutet makes it 2-0.
Very quickly, the Leafs have a 2-goal lead. First the goal by Turnbull, and then Pat Boutet hanging on to the puck getting one shot away, going after it again, getting the second one to the far corner, and it's 2-0 Toronto as Boutet gets his 12th.
Toronto goal scored by number 15, Pat Boutet. Assist number 14, Stan Weir. The time 2:35.
2 minutes, 35 seconds is the time of Pat Boutet's goal from Weir.
2 goals in less than a minute. Boutet cruising in front, looking for his shot. It's stopped by the defenseman, and then he gets the rebound right back.
Ian Turnbull to Borja Salming. Toronto Maple Leafs 2. Detroit nothing. Kurt Walker gets a chance. Number 26 into Detroit territory. Gets it back to Salming. Going right in and goal! And he blasted that one off the post. He let everything he had go with that one, and it hit the post and went flying up into the crowd.
Could easily have been 3-0 on that drive by Salming, as the Red Wings are a bit mesmerized now by the Leaf attack in this second period. Salming's assist on the goal by Turnbull was his 47th of the season. Ties him with Darryl Sittler with 56 scoring points.
Detroit coming up the center ice. A long shot into the corner by Rick Wilson. Off the boards, Thomas. Goes to Velikat. Up for Bob Neely. Bob Neely poked it over the line, races after the puck, and he just couldn't get to it. Kalanic gets the puck out to Dennis Hextall. Over the blue line. Salming's lost his stick. Salming goes to the boards, and he's going to make sure that nothing happens. It's still loose, though. Salming kicking it. And Kurt Walker. Borja Salming still trying to get it with his skates. Play is called. And we'll have a face-off in the lead zone to the right.
Well, that's CTV newscaster Wally Mott, quite a hockey fan in the crowd tonight. And as for Borja Salming, we're talking about his assists over the year. He's now only 1 point short of tying the Leaf Club record for points by a defenseman in a season, which he tied last year. Dave Pratt set the mark of 57.
Blair Alexander over to Brian Glennie. Glennie shot the puck out to center. Then Thompson steals the puck. One man back. Thompson back for Garland, and Garland is hauled down. Back for Detroit to center ice. McKechnie over the line, and it's Blair Alexander bringing it back. Play is called on an offside at the blue line.
Garland was taken to the ice by Al Cameron. Garland's a big fella, and Cameron handled him well here, taking him right to the ice and then pinning him there until the play came all the way back down.
Brian Glennie to Alexander. Up for Scott Garland, too far. Trapped there by Al Cameron, giving it to Walt McKechnie. McKechnie of Detroit just shoots it in. He shot it from the zone side of center. If Alexander gets to it, he does. That's icing.
There's Scott Garland. Just taking a look at his record here. 6 goals, 15 assists, 21 points. But how obvious it is that this Red Wing team misses players like Dan Maloney and Mickey Redmond.
15:51 remaining in the second period. Leafs they score! Quick shot right from the face-off on Ashby, and it's 3-0. Boy, they can't miss now.
3-0 Toronto, as they have broken through here in the second period.
Toronto goal scored by number 12, Errol Thompson.
Thompson let that fly. 4-12. Ashby got the draw at Thompson and was in the net before Jackman could even move. We have a 3-0 lead for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The puck in the Leaf zone, though. McKechnie didn't see the puck. Glennie up for Scott Garland. Then to Alexander. Alexander drives it around on the boards. It comes into the corner. Scott Garland has it there. He's hit by Nick Libet. The puck goes to Ashby right in front of Thompson, was standing there. And he failed to put it in the net. Nick Libet getting it over to McKechnie. His pass, Libet. Then to Terry Harper, a shot stopped by Ian Turnbull. Thompson against the boards. Play is called, and we'll have a face-off.
Thompson is 10th from Ashby at 4:12. The third goal of the period. A quick wrist shot by Errol Thompson.
That's the importance of that face-off, Brian.
Indeed it is.
14:53 remaining in the second period. Toronto leading 3-0. Turnbull gave the puck away to Danny Grant, a shot, and that was deflected high up into the crowd.
Wayne Thomas drew the starting assignment here tonight. His one-loss record, 7 victories, 9 losses, and 3 ties. This is his 22nd game.
Valaket, Lanny McDonald, and Inga Hammerstrom. The forwards with Borja Salming and Ian Turnbull. Turnbull straight up to his own blue line, up the center. It's over the line, broken up though, and brought back by Fred Williams to Danny Grant for Mike Bergeron. That stop, and Borja Salming brings it out. Lanny McDonald back to Borja Salming to Valaket. Valaket tried a back pass, and that was one too many. And the Red Wings bring it back. Bergeron with a long shot. Thomas clubs that and gives it to Borja Salming, to Inga Hammerstrom, to Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald is checked. And Borja Salming to Turnbull. Up to Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald straight down with Valaket. Back to Lanny McDonald to Valaket. And he tried to slip it through. And that was broken up. Right back to center ice. Bergeron of Detroit coming up to the leaf line, and it's offside. Time to play. 13:36, 3-0 Toronto leading. Stan Weir, Pat Boutet, and Dave Williams. Ravi Sheehan, Dennis Polonich, and number 22 Dennis Hextall for the Red Wings. Pass off the boards for Stan Weir, goes down the ice right on Jackaman. Jackaman shot it out the center. Alexander shoots it right back in again. Going back for it is Rick Wilson. Wilson of Detroit, back of the net, gets it into the corner. Greg Jolly getting it up to center ice. Here they come. Bob Sheehan shooting it back of the net. Wayne Thomas has got it, and he's going to hold it.
13:01 left to play, second period. Let's, while we have a moment, take a look at the Molson Cup standings for January. These are finals. Salming won it with 25 points. Palmatier second. Then McKenney with 6 points. Thomas and Thompson Sittler with 5. Over the season, well, we'll look at it later.
The Leafs get the puck out to center ice, and no further. Detroit shoot it back. Glennie had it tip off his stick, and Polonich just failed completely on trying to shoot it. Pat Boutet up for Stan Weir. He just failed to hit him. He was in the clear. Going back to get it, number 19, Rick Wilson.
Wilson and Weir got their sticks up in behind Eddie Jackaman. That long lead pass was out of the reach of Weir. The whistle had blown, and play was going to be called back when they collided in behind the goal area. Now Tiger Williams wants to have a say on the matter. There's only one really good body check thrown in that first period, that by Brian Glennie on Dennis Polonich.
Certainly taking a long time to get down the ice for this icing. They're having quite a conversation. 12 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the second period.
Well, let's see if we can find out what happened here. Wilson and Weir to win. Hardly anything happened there till Wilson swung around and made a gesture at Weir.
Dave Williams. Long pass for Stan Weir that goes back into the Detroit territory. Picked off there by Al Cameron. Intercepted by Williams. Going in alone. And he went too far. Tiger Williams still has it. Centered it up front for Boutet right in front of Weir. And that was stopped by Jackaman. Back up the ice for Walt McKechnie. Long shot wide of the net. Tipped off to the side. Pat Boutet for Williams. Williams gets it out to center, and then it's golfed right back in again by Bill Lawhead, and it's Brian Glennie to Claire Alexander. A long pass to Williams. He's got a breakaway. He's going in alone. Right in and goal. She's gone.
Bill Lawhead thoroughly disgusted with himself. He thought he had Tiger Williams tied up on that breakaway. On the replay, we'll get a look at it as Williams gets his second good scoring opportunity in a matter of seconds. This one he connects on. Look at Lawhead in pursuit. Thinks he has the puck wrapped away from him, but the persistent Tiger hangs in and bangs it in behind Eddie Giacomo. His 14th of the year at 8:15.
Assist number 20, Claire Alexander, and number 24, Brian Glennie. Time 8:15. Eddie Williams from Claire Alexander and Brian Glennie. Time 8:15.
11 minutes and 45 seconds remaining to play in the second period. Toronto 4, Detroit nothing. Ashby now with Kurt Walker and Bob Neely. Gloria Salming flipping the puck into the corner. Goes back of the net for Jean Hamel. Hamel at his own blue line. At center. Shoots it in. It goes behind the net. Wayne Thomas flipping it, and Ashby's got it. Ashby and Neely breaking out together. Ashby follows up. He's slashed.
That's Michel Bergeron in the middle of this one, and now there are several couples squaring off.
Kurt
Walker control him. He's matched against big Rick LaPointe. Michel Bergeron and Don Ashby were the players who made the initial contact.
Well, there was going to be a penalty in the beginning as Ashby was slashed. Kurt Walker really threw a lot of punches.
Then he made a spurt to the penalty box.
It'll be Walker and LaPointe, like the 5 minutes each for fighting.
Ashby and Bergeron will be in there as well.
That's another one that started innocently with just a minor slash, and the penalty was going to be given, and they all ended up in the same spot. 11:17 remaining in the second period. 4-0 Toronto.
Now watch the slash coming up on Ashby as Bergeron. Now right here to the left of your screen, Bergeron slashing Ashby, and Ashby retaliates, then falls down. And meanwhile, here's that. We got a quick look at that goal which preceded this action by Tiger Williams.
Here's the penalties. They're just being announced.
Bergeron, 2 minutes for slashing. And number 4, Rick LaPointe, 2 minutes for roughing. Toronto penalty to number 26, Kurt Walker, 2 minutes for roughing, and a second 2 minutes for roughing. And number 9, Don Ashby, 2 minutes for roughing. Time 8:43.
Well, that wasn't the main event, so because they got minor penalties. There's Tiger Williams getting in. This is his goal.
Look at the way Lawhead thought he had him tied up and then lost him at the last minute.
Got it right through his legs.
By Tiger Williams, his 14th. The penalties, Walker drew the extra 2 minutes. They were all roughing penalties except for Kurt Walker, who drew an extra 2-minute minor penalty for roughing. The others, LaPointe, Ashby, and Bergeron, are all in the penalty box.
And the teams are playing for a side. Hextall getting the puck in. Brought out by the Detroit Red Wings. Number 5 is Jean Hamel. Number 19 is Rick Wilson. Wilson just shoots the puck in. Boreas Alming, Stan Weir, and Ian Turnbull. Hextall is covered by Boreas Alming, and Stan Weir, Ian Turnbull come to center ice. Over the blue line, stopping. He left it there. Now he's got it again. Turnbull trying to get in front. He's grabbed. The puck goes back of the net. Right in front. Boreas Alming missed it. Play is called. And there's a penalty to Detroit, no question. As Ian Turnbull was absolutely hooked.
You got to give Turnbull a lot of credit on this. You know, he wants to keep possession, and he did it so extremely well. As number 5, Jean Hamel, in complete frustration now, seeing that Turnbull was going to have a scoring opportunity, dragged him into the goal crease area, right into Eddie Jockerman.
Detroit penalty to
Here's the
number
call.
5, Jean Hamel. 2 minutes for holding.
Holding penalty.
Time 9:28. Jean Hamel for holding. Time
9:28 is the time of the penalty. That won't do anything to the players on the ice at the moment, but when they start to get rid of these minor penalties, it'll mean that the teams will be playing 5-a-side until Kurt Walker's second penalty is over.
Well, almost nothing happened in the first 20 minutes tonight. We've had 4 goals in this second.
Jack Belichick into the corner. Puck is loose. Boreas Alming tried to slip it out in front. Goes back to Walt McKechnie. McKechnie at his own blue line, up to the red line at center. He gets over the blue line, just elects to shoot it, and Wayne Thomas waits for Ian Turnbull to come back for it. Ian Turnbull to Boreas Alming. Boreas Alming at center. Down the left wing. Got it over the line. That was given a check by Jimmy Narragain, who's out for the first time in the game. Number 3. Number 24 is Greg Jolly. Jolly with a pass to McKechnie. Turned back to Narragain. Narragain moves up over the red line. Shot it right into Turnbull. He's got a breakaway. Over him now. Boreas Alming with him. Shoots the score! Ian Turnbull, the length of the ice.
And he gets his 12th of the year. Turnbull breakaway all the way down the ice, and he very calmly banged it into the corner as Boreas Alming came up behind him in the event of a rebound. You can see how very much alone Turnbull is on this play. Poor Eddie Jockerman not getting any help in this second period.
Unassisted. Time 10:26. Ian Turnbull unassisted. Time 10:26.
10:26 is the time of the goal, and it makes it 5-0. And the Leafs are starting to show their firepower again.
Watch again now, and we'll see how Turnbull gets the break right here. Bad pass by Detroit, and Turnbull very alertly intercepts and then takes all the time in the world. Look at the head up, one little head fake against Jockerman, and then drilling it into the corner for his 13th at 10:26.
From the face-off, you see the Red Wings now coming back. A long shot is way wide by Al Cameron. Lanny McDonald to Alexander. Team still playing 4-a-side. Alexander then to Brian Glennie. Back out Ashby. Over the line for Glennie. Glennie went to the board. So does Ashby. Ashby kicks the puck loose. Right in front to Alexander. A shot. That hit a leg. Glennie's got it again. In to Ashby, who got it out in front, and it's picked up by Nick Libet. Over on the right side for Mike Bergeron, and he's too well covered, and Glennie has the puck again. Long pass for Lanny McDonald. Over the blue line. Dropped it back to Alexander. He shoots right on, and the rebound is brought back by the Red Wings. Long pass at center. Intended for Mike Bergeron. Bergeron shoots one. Thomas stops that, covers up. And we'll have a face-off in the Leaf zone with 8:31 remaining. Second period.
On the scoreboard, also in the second period, Pittsburgh leading Minnesota 2-1. Lalonde and Apps have scored for the Penguins. Hickey for the North Stars. Atlanta playing Chicago tonight. The Hawks lead it 1-0. Goal by J.P. Bordelot. Said Brian Glennie took quite a cross-check in Atlanta the other night, Bill, but he's playing a steady game.
Yes,
out there.
he got caught up just up underneath the shoulder pad, and you know what that feels like. He was going to go down to make a save on a shot, but a landlord player went in front of him. Ian Turnbull giving it to Don Ashby. Ashby and Thompson over the line. Ashby still has it. Nice bit of stick handling by Don Ashby. Shot it across the goal mouth. It goes into the corner. Turnbull is hit. Boy, Salmi let one fly. Thompson couldn't get to it. Teams are playing five-a-side. Up the ice now for Detroit's Greg Jolly. Jolly, yes, gets rid of it behind the Leaf net, and Turnbull was there. And Bergeron ramming into Earl Thompson. Puck goes to Borje Salming. Salming coming up at center. Over the blue line. Takes his shot. Jackman stopped that. Jolly coming to his own blue line. Up to the red line at center. To the Leaf line. Glennie stopped him. And Earl Thompson just couldn't get away. Cleared in by Fred Williams. That goes back of the net. And Borje Salming has it. Salming. Up to Stan Weir. Back to Borje Salming. With Williams. Salming went down. The puck, though, was knocked. Then brought up the ice by Terry Harper. Harper shot it over the line for Dennis Hextall. Walker bumped into him. Brian Glennie to Kurt Walker. Walker's pass for Salming. Williams goes after it. Bounces along the boards there and then went out to Pat Boutet to Brian Glennie. A long shot. Jackman gloves that. 5-0. Toronto leading Detroit with 6 minutes and 44 seconds remaining to play in the second period. Back of the net for Al Cameron. Now to Harper to Cameron. Cameron straight to his own blue line. To the red line at center. A long shot into the corner. And it's Tiger Williams for Pat Boutet. That's broken up by Cameron and it's shot into the corner. Williams. And he shoots that into the crowd. This is your
in there for another 51 seconds. Danny Grant, perhaps their most dangerous shooter from the point position. And Walt McKechnie doing some good work in the corners and feeding the puck out to whoever might be in the slot.
Brian, they've just announced that Ashby did get that third goal from the faceoff.
All right, let's change that.
I thought he'd scored it, but even on the replay, Thompson was there, but Thompson got the assist. And there's Pat Boutet looking on. He has a goal. He scored the second one of the night. All set for the faceoff. There's 46 seconds left in the penalty. Borje Salming getting a hand as he leaves the ice. He's had lots of ice time. Well, he's just going to go and get a new stick. So we have 1:14 remaining. And the faceoff comes back to Danny Grant. Danny Grant to McKechnie, number 11, with Dick Libet. Back to Grant. Grant takes his shot. That's Karam wide of the net. Less than a minute to go in the period, and they hold it out for a faceoff out in the circle again. 30 seconds now left in Ashby's penalty.
Well, the Red Wings would like to get something going here in this second period. They're currently in the midst of a 10-game winless streak on the road, and they've won only 4 of 24 road games this season. They tied another 2 and lost 18.
Malaket wins the draw. The puck goes out and down the ice. Here's Lanny McDonald, breakaway, right in on goal. Shoot at the side of the net. Puck goes to Walt McKechnie. Over the line. The puck to the blue line. Malaket to Lanny McDonald again. Lanny McDonald shoots. Oh, he just missed that one. Puck goes back down the ice, and Ashby's back out with 24 seconds left. Borje Salming to Malaket. To Salming, and he's checked. Back for Libet. Libet takes his shot, and Thomas got a piece of it. Ashby over for Lanny McDonald. Trying to get it out with 4 seconds. He does. Kalanic will have to get onside, and much busier period. Malaket at center ice with Earl Thompson on the left wing, Scott Garland on the right, Borje Salming, and Ian Turnbull, and we're underway. Cameron with a long shot. Thomas deflects that up into the seats, and we'll have a face-off. All set to go. In the circle to the right. It comes back to Cameron at the blue line. Here comes the shot. Wayne Thomas clubs that easily. Borje Salming into the corner. Digs it along the boards to Garland. Garland gets it out. Earl Thompson races after it and misses it. Puck goes back to Walt McKechnie. McKechnie getting it at center ice. Gets it over the line into the corner. Got Garland. And the puck is intercepted right in front. A shot, and that goes wide of the net by Nick Libet. Jack Malaket for Earl Thompson. Fails to get it out. Rick LaPointe is shot. And Wayne Thomas stopped that. Turnbull into the corner for Scott Garland. Garland holds it there, and play is called.
Well, Larry Wilson obviously distressed at this point in the hockey game. He came into Detroit named as interim coach. That means he has till the end of this season to pump some life into the Red Wings, and certainly they haven't shown much life there tonight. Larry never has coached a team to a record above 500 in 6 minor league seasons. At the same time, his teams have always made the playoffs.
Dennis Hextall at center with Dennis Kalanic on the right wing, Danny Grant on the left. Rick Wilson back. There's a shot. Thomas stopped that. Dennis Hextall centers it again for Grant, for Kalanic, and it's too far. Kalanic then centered it, and Lanny McDonald gets the puck. Lanny McDonald up the center. Gets over the line, shoots it in. Hammerstrom is out there now. The puck goes for Ashby. Don Ashby back for Hammerstrom. Hammerstrom to Lanny McDonald. Lanny McDonald back to Alexander. He lets one fly. That's right in front. Hammerstrom a backhand. Lanny McDonald from the other side. Back to Hammerstrom. Right to Glenny, and Glenny missed it. Right in front of the net. Back down the ice for Kalanic. And Alexander stepped into him. Ashby goes down. Danny Grant after it. Alexander comes up with it. Shot it to the blue line. Lanny McDonald covered his man. Alexander again. And he shoots it out to center ice. Detroit. Hammerstrom intercepting. Shot the puck into the Detroit territory, and it goes to number 5, John Amell. Up to Danny Grant. Grant and Hextall taking the pass. Stopped by Ian Turnbull. Red Wings are changing. Turnbull over the line, and he couldn't get by Terry Harper. Ashby centered it out front, was knocked down from behind. Back on the Red Wings. There's going to be a penalty here to the Maple Leafs. Boria Salming touches it. Play is called.
First penalty of the third period goes to Ian Turnbull, who's been a big wheel in this game here tonight. He took an unnecessary tripping penalty of Michel Bergeron at 2:32, right in front of the referee and nobody else around.
Danny Grant gets the puck over to Rick Lapointe. Lapointe turns. Back to Grant. Grant gets set with his shot. That's wide. Bob Neely out to kill off the penalty with Valiquette. Another shot, and Wayne Thomas stopped that one. And the deflection goes into the crowd.
A little mix-up in front of Wayne Thomas. It was just about a year ago. The Leafs blanked Detroit 8-0 here at Maple Leaf Gardens. Some of them probably wondering if they might not be able to do the same thing here again tonight with 3 more goals in this third period. At the bench, behind the bench, Red Kelly very pleased with the performance of the Leafs on their road trip.
A shot put by McKechnie back to Grant. Another shot. That went high. The rebound of Bob Neely just takes his time. Flips it out and down the ice, and Grant has to go back for it. Danny Grant to Lapointe. Lapointe of Detroit back to Grant. Grant coming to the blue line, and it's offside. You just saw number 16, Mike Bergeron, walk in ahead of the puck carrier, and that's offside.
There's our fellow from Showdown, Danny Grant, and Eddie Giacomin, who started the game and lasted through the second period, now at the Detroit bench.
Toronto leading 5-0. But they're short-handed at the moment. Grant has the puck. Passed it right in front of shot, and Thomas stopped that. Bob Neely. Then to Brian Glennie, who drives the puck down the ice. Wayne Thomas made a great save on that one. And Lapointe is back of the Detroit net. 59 seconds left in the penalty. Up the ice comes Lapointe to center. Long shot wide of the net. Jack Valiquette with Boria Salming. The puck goes loose. Brian Glennie after it. He's jammed in on the boards. Then McKechnie's covered by Neely. Neely gets it out. Gets it out over the line. He's got a breakaway. Going right in and goal. Shoot! Oh, he shot it over top of the net. Bob Neely was in alone. And he just shot it over top of the net. Back for Detroit, over the line. Nick Libet, number 14. Passing it onto this right side. It comes back to Lapointe. There's his shot. Thomas stopped that. Glennie off the boards for Neely again, and Neely gets it out and down the ice to center. Rick Lapointe over to number 24 now. Greg Jolly. Jolly coming up to the Leaf line. Gets over. Back on the ice is Ian Turnbull. Turnbull gives it to Stan Weir. Weir let one fly, and that was wide of Rutherford. Jimmy Rutherford playing this third period for the Detroit Red Wings. Boria Salming to Tiger Williams. Up for Stan Weir. He couldn't get over the line. Williams didn't make it. Turnbull does. Turnbull lets one fly. Score! Ian Turnbull gets his third goal.
Number 3 for Turnbull. That quick, heavy shot from just inside the blue line. Fooled Rutherford. Here's Turnbull coming up now, getting set right on the blue line almost, and he catches the corner. His 14th of the season, his third of this hockey game.
On a sister, and that's the hat trick.
4:58
give him a standing ovation. Ian Turnbull. Stan Weir shoots the puck over the line. That makes it 6-0 for the Maple Leafs in this final period. Up the ice for Dennis Polonich. Polonich's pass over the line, stopped by Boria Salming, goes into the crowd.
Let's watch again now as Ian Turnbull collects his third goal of the hockey game at 4:58 on this hard, heavy shot off the arm of Jimmy Rutherford.
Play underway back into Detroit territory. Red Wings just shoot it out to center ice. Alexander trapped it there and then lost it. Brought back by Rick Wilson, shooting it in. And Jim McKinney clears it around for Lanny McDonald. And they get the puck loose. Jim McKinney Gets it out to Lanny McDonald. He has a breakaway. He's coming down, going right in. Here's the shot. And Rutherford came out of 30 feet to stop Lanny McDonald. McKinney shoots the puck out again. Hammers from this time to Ashby. Lanny McDonald, one man back. Lanny McDonald shoots, score!
Lanny McDonald makes it 7-0. As that Detroit defense has all but disappeared in this third period. First Turnbull beats Rutherford, and now McDonald beats him.
Number 9, Don Ashby, and number 20, Claire Alexander. Time 6:13.
6:13 the time.
That makes it 7-0 for the Maple Leafs. Earl Thompson jammed against the boards. He's going to hold it there and play his call.
Bill, that was Lanny McDonald's 101st career NHL goal and his 33rd of the season. From Ashby and Alexander at 6:13. One man back. Here's the play from Ashby to McDonald. High under the crossbar, and Rutherford is finding out what Giacomin suffered through.
Jim McKinney around to Scott Garland with Valiquette. Valiquette down at center. Over the line to Earl Thompson, and it's a shot right on. Valiquette trying to get it. Thompson after it. And play his call.
Well, we have an old shot here of a goaltender written up by Trent Frayne the other day. Turk Broda purchased from Detroit for $8,000, and what a find he was for Toronto. Trent says he reminds him of Palmateer.
Puck goes to Scott Garland into the corner. Rutherford's out of the net. He's playing games. Look out. The puck came out in front. And it went to ahead. It gets it up to Libet. Libet gets it over the line, offside line on the right wing, and nullified a rush by the Red Wings. 12:56 to go in the game. 7-0. Toronto leading.
There's Mike Palmateer, the backup man tonight. Trent was saying that this young fella reminds him a bit of Turk Broda when he broke in with the Leafs. And tonight marks Ian Turnbull's first NHL 3-goal game.
Puck shot in back of the Leaf net. Boria Salming is there, number 21. Salming hopes it, and Weir gets a hold of it. Cleared over to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull gets it up to Kurt Walker. Walker at center, over the blue line. Walker is ridden off into the board. Goes into the corner on the other side. Comes up to the blue line, and Boria Salming is going to go back for it inside his own blue line. Boria Salming. A pass up to Walker. Over to Stan Weir. Weir trying to pass for Neely. Neely for Walker, and that was broken up by Walt McKechnie. McKechnie right in front of his own net. Neely was cruising there, and the Red Wings are really in trouble. Here's Walker. Back to Boria Salming. There's his shot, and that one was knocked on the chest. A drive by Walker. Goes back to the net, and Walker cracked Al Cameron. Walker gets the puck.
Walker gets a high sticking penalty at 8:14. This happened in behind the goal area. Cameron took him into the boards here. Cameron had just stopped a shot in the chest. He rode Walker into the boards. Now watch the retaliation. That's what the referee spotted. Walker off for high sticking.
Well, Detroit has Dennis Hextall with Dennis Elias. That one went over the Leaf bench, and it may have hit Guy, at least Joe Skro.
Joe Skro or Guy Kinnear, one or the other right in there. We've got a camera right in behind the bench there, and that happened so quickly. The Leaf doctor is there. Joe Skro, the Leaf trainer. Well, he's a former goaltender, so he knows what it means to dodge those high-flying pucks. This one caught him.
Going back is Danny Grant, back of the Detroit net. He's got Dennis Hextall with him. Hextall took the puck off him. Gives it back to Grant. Grant moves up with a pass to center ice. The Red Wings shoot it in off Borje Salming. Valaket is there. Borje Salming then shoots it around on the boards and out and down the ice. Number 24, Greg Jolly's going back for it. He's back of the net. Lanny McDonald and Valaket killing off the penalty with Salming and Turnbull. Ian Turnbull has scored the hat trick tonight. His first, as Brian mentioned, ever. Valaket got a rubbing from Hextall. Puck goes down the ice. It's going over the line, and it'll be called back for icing.
Well, that porous Red Wing defense has allowed numerous breakaways. There's Turnbull with 3 goals tonight. And Red Kelly was saying the other day he didn't think he'd trade the defense combination of Turnbull and Salming for any other defense combination in hockey. Hardly blame him.
Oh. False start. Now then Valaket is replaced. Thompson out there with Bob Neely, Alexander, and Ian Turnbull. Al Cameron of Detroit to Walt McKechnie. McKechnie at center ice. Over the line. It's Turnbull breaking it up. He's trying to get into the clear. Hooked it over to Thompson. Going in alone. Thompson in front for Turnbull. And Ian Turnbull just didn't reach it. Back up for Detroit. Walt McKechnie. A long shot off the board. A drive. Wayne Thomas caught that. And he holds on to it.
Good play by Thomas. And at the other end, it was Turnbull teaming up with Thompson. And in a burst of generosity here, Thompson tried to get it back to Turnbull, who was right in the crease of Rutherford, who'd come out to block the try by Thompson. No goal resulted. Larry Wilson still chewing that gum behind the Red Wing bench.
Toronto 7, Detroit nothing with 10:19 remaining in the game. Here comes the drive. Thomas stopped that. Rennie to Bob Neely. Neely backhands the puck down to the Detroit blue line. And the Red Wings now have possession. A long shot wide of the net. Bob Neely off the boards for Jim McKinney. Pokes it out for Valaket. Valaket, one man back. And he tried to go around number 4, Rick LaPointe, and it didn't work. Walt McKechnie coming back with a pass at center. LaPointe gets over the line. Cleared out by Jim McKinney. Back on the ice is Kurt Walker. And the puck goes back to the Detroit net, picked off there by Al Cameron. Cameron to LaPointe. LaPointe of Detroit with Libet. Giving it to number 15, Fred Williams. Fred Williams is over the line. Given a bump by Valaket. McKinney around to Kurt Walker. Walker gets it out to Valaket. Valaket flips it ahead to Neely. Neely's going in alone with a backhand. Rutherford stopped that. Ends up back of the Detroit net. The Red Wings, a long pass up at center for Bergeron. They get over the line. There's nobody back. Kurt Walker then clears it into the corner for Williams. He chopped it, but not out. Cleared it the other way. And Borje Salming has it. Borje Salming, back of the goal. Now then Salming. He's stuck. Alexander carries it on up to center. He takes a long shot. Rutherford stopped that. Williams let it go to Stan Weir. Stan Weir checked. And the Red Wings just shoot the puck to center ice, and there's Borje Salming. Puck goes into Detroit territory. Shot out again. Borje Salming for Alexander. Then for Boutet. Pat Boutet with Stan Weir. Over the line to Weir. Back to Boutet. Boutet closing in. He rolled it in front. There's nobody there. Back up for Red Williams. Over the line. Green shot by number 27, Buster Harvey, and that was wide. 7-0 in favor of Toronto over Detroit. 8 minutes remaining. Brian Glennie. He stick handles over the line. Glenny right foot to Williams, and Williams had to pull the trigger, and they hooked the stick from behind. Back for Bergeron. He took a shot way wide of the net. Glenny couldn't get it out. The puck goes out to center ice. Terry Harper shot it back, and it's taken by Bergeron again, who just shoots it into the Leaf zone, and Pat Poutette's going back for it. Pat Poutette to McKinney. Up for Williams. That goes down the ice. Back for it is Greg Jolly. Jolly goes back of the net, shoots it around to the boards, and Poutette couldn't control it. Now then Hextall for Bergeron. Dennis Hextall centered it in front, and Ashby hooked it to the blue line and out. 7-0. Toronto leading. 7 minutes remaining in the game. Dennis Hextall at center to the Leaf blue line and over. Drops it back. Passed in front. Alexander tipped it out. Scott Garland with Earl Thompson over the line. A pass for Thompson, and Garland goes after it. Scott Garland back in the net. Comes out in front, and he tried to pass it to Earl Thompson. Ashby's knocked down, and Garland knocked his man down. And we'll see what happens, whether Garland was involved or not. If not, there's just the one penalty.
Greg Jolly gets the Detroit penalty, high sticking.
Number 25, Scott Garland, 2 minutes for tripping.
13:27 the time. Scott Garland gets a tripping penalty. Greg Jolly a high sticking penalty.
Ashby wins the draw to Borja Salming. Salming to Alexander. He shot it wide. And the puck is picked up there by Rick Wilson. And Ashby's all over the ice. He goes into the corner now to check his man, and the puck just goes to Walt McKechnie. McKechnie coming up the center. Earl Thompson to Ashby. Ashby was checked. Salming. Then to Earl Thompson down the ice, over the line. Thompson going in with a backhand, and he hit the side of the net. Came out in front to Alexander, a shot. Oh, and a save by Jimmy Rutherford.
Oh, fine save by Rutherford, who's been peppered here since replacing Eddie Jockerman in this third period. Good move by Thompson here. His shot almost caught the corner. He went after the puck. Good pursuit. Fed it right out to Alexander. Here's the second shot, and look at this stop by Rutherford.
Another shot went wide, that time by Borja Salming. Goes back down the ice, and the Leafs are completely dominating the Red Wings at this juncture as they lead 7-0. Borja Salming. And they kick the puck behind the net. McKechnie trying to center it. Borja Salming to Earl Thompson. Thompson is bumped off the puck. And Alexander to Borja Salming. Salming stays behind the net. 5:27 remaining in the game. Sends it over to Alexander. Claire Alexander coming to center ice. Over for Don Ashby. Then for Lanny McDonald, who tried to slip through. Back up for Fred Williams of Detroit. He gets to the Leaf line. He stopped. Ashby for Lanny McDonald. And it's offside. From over the red line, inside the blue line. 31 seconds left in the penalties to Garland and Jolly.
Wayne Thomas has held the Red Wings off tonight, and he'll be very pleased if things turn out the way he wants them to. He's had some difficult moments this season, some frustrating moments. And Paul Matier has come up from the minor leagues to really shine, to really star for the Leafs. And there he is, the backup man tonight.
Jim McKinney to Lanny McDonald. Back to Jim McKinney. Back to Lanny McDonald. Long pass to Velikat. Coming down with Brian Glennie over the line. Velikat poked at it, but it was covered by Fred Williams. Williams comes back for Detroit. Takes a long shot. That's wide. Wayne Thomas out of the net. Lanny McDonald was given a good body check. Brian Clinty sits down. The puck goes loose. Alakett covers his man. Garland is back out. It's cleared in front of the net. Comes back. A shot hit Lanny McDonald on the arm. Another shot. Another try. And Thomas steered that into the corner. Jim McKinney up to Scott Garland. Up for Lanny McDonald, too far. That's going over the red line. And that'll be icing and called back. Toronto 7, Detroit nothing. Facing off in the elite zone to the right. Both teams back at full strength. Stan Weir with Bob Neely and Kurt Walker. Puck goes out over the blue line. Bob Neely leaving it there for Ian Turnbull. For Kurt Walker, who knocked the puck into the corner. And the puck is taken then by Greg Jolly. Jolly back of the net. Dennis Hextall out there with him with Polonich and Danny Grant. Dennis Hextall gets to the leaf line, getting through. Gets it over to Grant, a shot. They score!
Good play by Hextall to set up Grant. Hextall breaking through the Leaf defense. And Grant, 21, one of the premier shooters in the league. Not a great skater, but an outstanding shooter. Takes that pass and drills one past Thomas. In there before he could move. And it's 7-1. There goes Thomas's bid for the shutout. Danny Grant, once a 50-goal man, but plagued by injuries since then, gets his second.
16-18. Danny Grant makes it 7-1 as Dennis Hextall made the play possible. Here it is.
Assist number 22, Dennis Hextall, and number 2, Terry Harper. Time 16-18.
16-18. As Jimmy Rutherford came well out of his net. Dennis Polonich getting it up to center ice to Grant, and it's broken up by Ian Turnbull. Deborah Salming up for Kurt Walker. He gave it to Polonich. Hextall can't get anywhere. Bob Neely to Ian Turnbull. Turnbull is checked. Deborah Salming then gets it out to Stan Weir. Stan Weir up over the red line at center with Turnbull. Turnbull's got the pass. He's going right in and goal. He scores! Turnbull got his fourth goal.
It wasn't a classy goal, but it got in the net. And Turnbull is jubilant. So are his teammates. They'll figure out how it got in there at a later time. Ian Turnbull, 4 goals now tonight, and it's 8-1 Toronto.
Ian Turnbull.
Assist number 14, Stan Weir, and number 21, Boreas Salming.
Weir and Salming. Here it is again. 17-10, the time of Turnbull's 4th goal of the game from Weir and Salming, and it went in an unusual manner, perhaps off the stick of Nick Libet.
Alexander shoots the puck out to center ice. It's knocked back over the line. McKinney up to center. His pass knocked back. Alexander after it. There Alexander to Jim McKinney. Back to Alexander. Alexander intercepted. Brought back by Jean Hamel. Hamel of Detroit with McKinney after him. John Ashby has the puck to Pat Boutet. Back to Ashby. Up with Boutet. Goes back to McKinney. McKinney to Alexander. And he couldn't get it to Pat Boutet. It's at the leaf line. McKechnie getting in on the left wing, and it's Tiger Williams. Trying to bring it out. Gets it over to Alexander. Alexander to Pat Boutet up at center. Over the blue line. Pat Boutet passing it for McKinney outside the blue line. Jim McKinney shot it back. Williams touches it, and we have it offside. Okay, Brian.
Well, Bill, Ian Turnbull has tied an NHL record. Most goals one game by a defenseman is 4, set by several players.
And there's a minute and 36 seconds left. As Boreas Salming pass covers in the clear. Going in alone. This could be it.
Oh, fire. Look at the Leafs pile off that bench. 5 goals in a game. Lenny wants the puck. He wants to give Turnbull the puck, and he's got it. Oh, what a reaction here in the Gardens with a minute 30 left to play. Red Kelly's up. He wants to see what's happening down in that corner. There's another war here. This is reminiscent of Silver's big night. Salming and Valaket. Here he is all alone. Unbelievable number of breakaways by the Leafs tonight. Got it high over Rutherford. Goal number 5. No player, no defenseman. Not Doug Harvey, not Bobby Orr. None of them ever scored 5 goals in a game. But Turnbull has done it here tonight.
Turnbull. Turnbull flipped it. And the Red Wings just shoot it. Boreas Salming gets it again. Salming back to the net. Salming trying to get it out. He couldn't. Buster Harvey kept it in. Valaket with a minute and 9 seconds. Boreas Salming in front of his own net. Up to Ian Turnbull. There's going to be a penalty. Turnbull. Long pass over the line of Valaket. And play is called a hooking penalty to the Red Wings. 9-1, the Leafs lead.
This crowd is still abuzz as we watch again. Turnbull breaking in all alone. Thompson watching him, and then the shot high to the corner. Goal number 5. An NHL first here at the Gardens tonight is 16th of the year, and the time 1830.
Sorry, Brian, 1906. I'm kind of excited when you see this happen.
Aren't we all?
We've been around for a few records, but never for a defenseman.
Number 16, Mike Berger.
A hooking penalty. Ian Turnbull with 5 goals, and they got the advantage in manpower. And there's still 54 seconds.
And Turnbull's out there. Could he possibly score 6?
Well, they're all talking about let's feed Turnbull. Look at Lanny McDonald, Boreas Salming, Ashby, and Inge Hammerstrom. Here we go. The Red Wings win the draw. They clear it to the blue line, but not out. Hammerstrom to Turnbull, back to Hammerstrom, back to Boreas Salming, back to Hammerstrom, cleared it in front as Turnbull was cruising around. Lanny McDonald. Back to Turnbull, a shot wide. Hammerstrom gets it. Inge Hammerstrom with 30 seconds to Don Ashby. And they're trying to feed Turnbull, but that one went out to center right. Ian Turnbull to Boreas Salming. Ahead for Lanny McDonald. He just flips it in. Ashby goes after it. Lanny McDonald drove it, and he drove it wide. Ian Turnbull's shot goes to the corner. 8 seconds remaining in the game. It's going out and down the ice. 4 seconds left. It's going around behind the net. The game is over. Thomas Maple Leafs defeat.
Thomas is congratulated, but the dominant figure was Ian Turnbull here tonight. Salming had 3 assists. That's a new defenseman's total for points in a Maple Leaf uniform, but the big record here was set by Ian Turnbull. 5 goals in a hockey game.
In just a moment, the Molson Cup 3-star selection.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are tonight's Molson Cup 3 stars. The number 1 star, Ian Turnbull. The 2nd star, Lanny McDonald. And the 3rd star, Don Ashby. We'll return.